Over to you.
It's come through. So I hope you can see, let's just go back to that last slide. From when we first started with counting 1, 2, 3, in 5 years, the children end up doing things like that, which I think is such a significant step. It's just incredible. This is my health warning with parents and maths. The whole point of maths in school, in this lower school, and hopefully in every lower school, is that we're trying to teach the children to be mathematicians, that they're comfortable with the numbers, that they understand what 7 looks like. So place value is a critical thing. And actually, I would bet that if children are in year 6 and they're struggling with their maths for their SATs, they don't understand place value. And I think if you sort that little bit out in year 6, then all of this would come very, very quickly. But the way we teach maths, and the way we teach every subject, is the teachers will assess the children as they're going along. So it could be that Mrs. Burnett's got her class, they've been doing addition, then she might be doing shape and space the following week. But the point when she goes back to addition, she's going to look back in the work and her notes, and she's to think, right, the class generally got it. There's a group over there did that a bit more advanced, and she would plan her lessons accordingly. So when she starts to teach, and it's the Monday morning, and she's got a week's worth of plans, she will be assessing those children constantly to see have they understood this before we move on to the next step. If they don't understand it, she will not move on to the next day or that next step. And it could be on some weeks that on the Friday she's only teaching the Tuesday's lesson because she's had to slow down. It could be on the Monday, they've actually done the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on the Tuesday they're going to do the Thursday lesson, and then Mrs. Burnett is planning till midnight on the Tuesday night, thinking, oh, these children are so clever, I need to find something else. But the key thing is, this is the one thing in school children can get wrong. So there is a big mindset with maths. With writing, they can write a story and you can find something fantastic about a story. I love the way you open that sentence. I love the drawing. I love the way that you thought about the reader as you're writing. With maths, it is either right or it's wrong. Now, we don't put crosses in the books, we just put dots, or they can count the ticks. But this is where, and going way, way back, I had a boy in my class, first maths class I had, a boy called Sam, didn't understand maths. And he used to go pale when it was time for maths, and this is happening every day. So we do maths every day. Look at Sam, he's gone pale, I feel sick. There was times he was actually sick. And his mind is just like these shutters just come down. And as a teacher, I had to be really careful with Sam so that I didn't push him. There was never any battles with him. And actually, Sam, it's all okay. Don't worry about it, Sam. I'm going to come and work with you in a minute. We had LSAs to come and work with Sam. And actually, we had to take it slower with him in the beginning. But as his confidence grew, his shutters came up, and then actually we could get on. So it's then unlocking, right, so what is it that Sam doesn't understand? Is it place value? Is it his number bonds to 10? Because I'm interested as a teacher to unlock this barrier that Sam's got. As parents, that's going to be difficult for you. So whilst we've rushed through 5 years worth of maths in terms of operations, I would please ask you to leave it to the teachers in some respects. Okay, and I'm going to ask you, there's great ways that you can help. In years 1 and 2, children should be reading, reading, reading. Okay, so if you want to do homework, get the children reading. And that will impact their maths, because it's the comprehension of what they're reading. So by the time they move into years 3 and 4, whilst we've dressed up mathematical sentences, whilst we haven't dressed them up, and there is a mathematical sentence there for them to work out, by years 3 and 4, that's all dressed up in a story, which we call a word problem. So there will be 196, I don't know what it is, tennis balls, and there's 7 children. How many tennis balls do the children get each? Now, the children have to have the comprehension skills and the reading skills to understand that is the question before they even move on to the maths. So if the children can read, we're halfway there. And actually, so the big push from reading last year by the school has impacted our math standards. Okay, and that's not a mistake. That's what happens. So it's all about reading. However, with maths, there is lots of mental maths which you can do at home, but it's keeping it fun. Now, I've got 2 boys. One of them, it is a battleground to do any homework with him. He's year 6 now, and it is awful. There is tears when it's maths homework. Okay, I find that frustrating. I've had a day at work, I could be tired, I want to watch, could be the football on or something, I don't know. And actually, I haven't done my maths homework, Dad. Right, okay, then let's sit down. How long have we got? 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. You should be in bed by now. How come you know? And it all goes on. You've told me now. So anyway, so I don't understand. You haven't even tried. Let you try and then tell me what you don't understand. So we go through. So maths is one of those things. And because it's right or wrong, they can very quickly judge themselves and they can get a self-esteem issue with maths. I can't do this. Okay, and then you're trying to pick them up. So it's keeping it fun, especially at lower school age. So, a couple of games before we move on to the dice game. If my son wants to go and buy some sweets, I'm going to give him, depends how generous I am, let's give him 50p. Okay, let's give him a pound actually. He's got a pound now. He can go into the sweet shop. Okay, he can get in the co-op and he can buy whatever he wants to, as long as he adds up what he's going to get and he works out what the change is. Because I want the change, rarely get any change. Because this is when they're really quite good at adding. Because actually, no, if I get that, no, or can I have 3p? No, right. And they can bring it in almost on the button of a pound. That's really good, and it's real. That's where maths is real, and it's, you know, and even with the change, they can work out the change. I've got an older son who'll actually just take the pound. Okay, because he knows that his brother will give him some sweets and he'll just actually save money. I think he's going to up and be a banker. I don't know. But it's making it practical. If you're outside, you're driving along, and there's a speed limit. My sons are very good at telling me that's the speed limit, Dad. Look, it's 30. What are you doing? 30. But ask them what that number is. What's that number? It's 30. What's 10 more than 30? And there's just conversations in the car. Look at that number plate. What's the number of the number plate? What's 10 less? And it's not as fast as that because they've got time in your driving. Or you might say, what's 20 more than 30? And then they sit there. That's the type of fun things that you should be doing with them, okay? And there's numbers everywhere, and it brings it back in. So instead of being an abstract subject, they begin to work out that maths is everywhere, and maths is amazing. With the dice, this will help with their mental addition. Okay, there's a sheet which I've got over here, which you can take home. Couple of things, right, dice games, which I've just put the rules down. You can make up your own games. But I played a game, first to 50, so I'm playing against Mrs. Burnett. Okay, this is what we do in the evenings. And the dice isn't going to roll. And so basically, I own the dice because it's my go, and I can roll the dice. Oh, the dice is really tired. You just refresh. So, I own the dice, and I'm rolling the dice, and basically it's the first one who gets to 50. Hey, here we go. So I'm rolling the dice. Okay, that's the wrong number to go up first. So it's my go. I've got a 4, and then I've just rolled a 5, so I'm going to add those together. I'm now on 9. I've got another 4, and now I'm 13. At some point I can bank. And when I bank, I then have to give the dice to Mrs. Burnett or the person I'm playing against. Because if I roll a 1... Oh, look at that, that's unbelievable, isn't it? That didn't happen last time. If I roll a 1 and I haven't banked, I lose all my points. Okay, so this game can last... It could last half an hour, it could last 2 minutes. Okay, a little bit of games playing there and gambling. I don't know if that's a good thing to teach them. But actually, it's just keeping it going. The banked scores stay. So it's just a nice, fun way to get the mental addition, so they're actually just moving through their numbers. Okay. What they then can do is they can set a world record. When I was teaching, my class used to have world record for changing for PE. How fast can they do it? World record for working in silence. And Mr. Taberner's grumpy. But it was a world record on this basis that how high could you go before you throw a 1? And I can tell you it was set in Woolstead Lower School probably about 3 years ago, and the number is 211. So if you're playing this, and if your boys and girls or whatever can beat 211, come and see me, because that's impressive. And I'd have to phone up a middle school to tell a year, probably 6 or 7 child now, that they've actually lost the world record. But actually at that point, so we had lots of dice games going, and they're all going for the world records, and someone said, I've got over 100! So all the class stops, and we're watching this. and we're all counting. But it's just fun, and it's just that mental side. The other thing I like to do is times tables. Okay, and there's a couple of, I used to have gladiators when I was teaching, and these are just flashcards. Okay, so you make up your flashcards, times tables, the 2 times, 4 times, you can do these for all the times tables. The children can write the numbers, the answers on the back, and this is the beauty of being a parent, because I still want to watch that game of football. So the telly's on, I've got the flashcards, and I can hold the flashcards up, and I've got the answers on the back. 6, yeah, you won that one, and they win the cards, okay, or they lose the cards. And it could be, so there's different games on there, they've got 10 seconds to tell me the answer. No, that's mine, that's a quick 10 seconds, yeah, they've got that one. And then at the end they count up who's got the most cards. I will guarantee, playing that game, they'll play it 3 times, they will win more cards than when they first started. It's just, it gets in their mind. It could be that you don't want to do the 10-second thing, and they've got a minute. Okay, this is even better, because if the football's getting really exciting, always say, right, get the phone out, right, you've got a minute, and then, yeah, that's yours, no, that's mine, and then the alarm goes off, and just how many cards you've got there. That's starting to build up their, their mental speed. Going back to there, you can start to see where that comes into play. So instead of a child now thinking, oh, 10 times 7, what's 10 times 7? They're actually thinking more about the division there, and actually the things they're doing. So that is times tables. And there's the other one, yeah, there's another one on there just about pick-up, so they can see the answers, but they need to tell you what the questions are. So here's the answers to the 7 times table. What were the questions? 49 out of that 7 times 7. So it is just about having fun with them and actually spotting the numbers. So I would ask, please don't go home and say, right, wake up, you're going to do partitioning, 3-digit partitioning, and you're going to learn this before the morning, because then we'll get them very tired. And then Mrs. Burnett will say, it's unbelievable, what's going on there? So I would thank you all for coming. I would thank the 2 ladies. And before we move on, I know you're going to do the bit, but before I say goodbye, we'll just give you 2 a clap if we can. Just say, Mrs. Burnett, you've passed the test. You're very good at maths. Well done.
I hated maths when I was a child. I didn't understand it. I had the tears when I was doing homework, and it's through teaching that I feel like I know where the children are coming from through. So that's why I really try and explain it always.
Yeah.
So it's all about the understanding.
It is, and it's that feel. So, as Mrs. Bennett said, when I was at school, page 27, start at the top, work down. I had no concept of why I'm carrying ones, and division was a scary, scary thing. And then it's one of those things as well, when somebody understands something and you don't, there's a big fear in you. What do they know that I don't know? And maths, unfortunately, is one of those subjects where suddenly, yeah, I've got it, eureka! And you're thinking, how do they get that? And actually that's the art and the skill of the teachers to come in and actually manage that. So when we do fractions, the children will come home and they'll probably cry about maths. So we take it gently, it's a roller coaster ride, put on your seatbelts, this is going to be scary, but we'll get them through that. Time's another one. Some children can tell the time as fast as that, and you can have some children who are very able, with their calculations, find time a really strange thing, and it takes a long time to get hold of that. But anyway, we'll finish with Mrs. Green, who's going to have a chat just about the resources we've got in school.
Yeah, we just thought it might be helpful just for you to be able to see some of the resources.